Well, today is the trade deadline, but I got a twofer. Twofer? Twofer. Because we're going to look at some film. What is up, Fin fans? Yes, today by 4 o'clock is the trade deadline. So if the Miami Dolphins do make any trade like Rosenhaus, Roethlisberger, Rosenhaus says that the Dolphins have been aggressive for the past 3 weeks, you will get a video talking about the trade they made, if they gave up anything, who they got, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to continue with our regularly scheduled week. And normally on Tuesdays, I give you a film breakdown. And this one is bittersweet because the Miami Dolphins offense played really well. 7 offensive drives, 5 scoring drives. One of them was 97 yards. We started at our own 3-yard line and marched down the field. There were so many instances where this Dolphin defense just made a stupid play here and there, crossing this or doing that the Dolphins easily could have won this game if the defense would have just got out of their way. But we're going to look at some of the plays on offense that I thought were really good. Tua, probably one of his best games of his career against one of the opponents that just has his number, but they didn't have his number today in the aspect of, obviously, yes, they won, but he had a really good game. So we're going to look into all that. And yeah, let me minimize myself and we'll jump right into it. You could tell what we're going to start with because it is the touchdown drive. So we're up 3-0 at this point, I think. And or 3-3. I think it was 3-0. And we get the ball on our own 3 because of the interception from Coleman. And this run here is just an absolute thing of beauty. Alec Ingold just leading the way with his blocks. Raheem Mostert, unfortunately, had a fumble later on in the game, and he got 1 carry after that fumble. Good for McDaniel kind of being like, look, you're done. We can't afford that. But just he runs so hard. Like, that's a great block. And you see how he's squeezed in there? Right? So you got these 2 guys, horrible block here, but you got these 2 guys right here. And Alec Ingold just absolutely comes in, lays the block on him, and then Mostert squeezes right in between them. It's just an absolute thing of beauty. I think this one is a little bit better. Nope, that's not better. Marker looks a little weird. But yeah. Block. And look at the lane. You got just a little bit of space here, and look at this lane. Boom. Squeezes right through it, breaks up, and gets a nice 16-yard run to give us a little bit more room. Now, this one is 2nd and 11, and this is a pass, but I have it shown in this aspect because it's kind of a screen to Jonnu Smith right here. Now, Tua is going to have to stay in the pocket. He's going to have to kind of hold it for a second, and he's going to get pressure on himself. But he does, I think, 3 no-look passes in this game, possibly 4 no-look passes in this game. Right? Drop back. Boom. And 99 Tuhill, I think is his name, didn't even see it coming. Because it's essentially what the job is of Jonnu is to block him and then release. So right here, he's supposed to come up. Wow. Super thick. He comes up here, he blocks him, and then he's going to release for the screen. And it's just a great job. Right, Brock, release. Once Tua out of his periffs sees the release, boom. Shovels it to him. Nice blockers. Would have been a better block there from Robert Jones, but still got a big chunk yardage on that one. A 10-yard play. Now we're on 2nd and 4. Again, this is a very good drive. You start in your own 3. You march it all the way down the field for a touchdown. I'm going to talk about it. 2nd and 4. Now we are on Buffalo's 44. Now this is only an 8-yard pass. But again, My biggest problem, and if you notice that, if you follow me on Twitter or all that stuff, and I'm looking at Cam Ward and I'm looking at these quarterbacks out there, and they're intriguing me, even potentially taking the LSU quarterback in the second round. All of this doesn't have to do with the talent that Tua has. For me, it has to do with the fact that Tua cannot stay healthy, and I don't feel like going through the season again with the fear of our whole season going off the rails because Tua got hurt. Because if Tua, we've seen it, especially this game against an opponent like the Buffalo Bills. If Tua never got hurt, we beat Seattle, we beat Tennessee, we beat Indy. And we are sitting at 5-3 instead of 2-6. So it drives me nuts. And this is a perfect play to show you that, to reiterate that. Little drop back, boom, wants to throw it one way. And that's the thing. And that's a thing I constantly hear, whether it's a stigma or whatever, with Tua. When he gets pressure on him, he crumbles and he stares down his number one receiver, and he does this and he doesn't do that. This is a perfect play, again, and I show it time and time again, to shut it up. Drop back, boom. He wants to throw it here to Tyreek Hill. It's not there. The defender's on him. He throws that, it's going to get batted down. Worst case, jumps in there. Tua then, after he sees that that's a no-go, he looks, he's got a defender coming right at him. So what does he do? Oh, I know. I have my guy right here in Devon Achane going to run a route. So I'm just going to drop it off to him. Bing, bang, boom. So again, goes to his first read. That's covered. He probably could have fit it in there, if we're being honest. Probably could have fit in. But again, didn't need to. Boom. And here comes the pressure. Looks. Oh, I got real estate all day with him. And he does a slight move. Instead of just planting his feet and waiting there. See that little step over? He just does a little 1-2 over, gives himself time, dumps the ball off to Achane. Achane, boom, and gets the nice first down. Now, if you were on the live stream with me and my dad while watching this play happened, and me and my dad had no idea what happened. Now, I feel bad because a lot of times when I am doing play-by-play, I'm watching the game. I'm not at the game up in the booth like the announcers are, and I can see the plays and tell you the formation and the downs and who's there and that. I'm watching it on the TV, and 9 times out of 10 on TV, they are showing the offensive coordinator for like 10 minutes, and then boom, cuts to the ball being snapped. It's a pain in the butt. This was one of those plays where it happened, right? It cuts to the down and distance, and I kind of see what's happening, and it looks like it's a run to Devon Achane, but it's not. But I didn't see Tua essentially go to hand it off to Devon Achane and then give it to somebody else. And this is why. It's that little trick play, and it gets the whole defense every time. That's Malik Washington getting the ball. It gets them every time, and it got me because, right, he pulled. When I watched it live, I knew he pulled it in, and then I thought he would have turned around and handed it to him. But when I saw him not do that, I was like, wait, who has the ball? And I see him running. I think it's Tyreek. No, it's Malik Washington. It's just the subtleness, and he does this a lot. See how the defense is like, wait, who has the wait? Well, see how he's going this way and they don't know who has the ball? It's those quick little subtle movements, the subtle, and then the no-look, boom, and he does a bunch of no-look passes and stuff. He manipulates and messes up the defense. And Buffalo's defense has had Tua's number time and time again, like I've said, and Tua had a fantastic game against the Buffalo Bills. It's just heartbreaking that we couldn't pull out the win. Now we're on defense. 4th and 1 here. We are up 13-3, and it is 4th and 1. And we got Mac Hollins right here, who was kind of torching Cam Smith. Mac Hollins, he's just going to run, kind of a cross. It's not a deep crosser because they're on the 1 yard line. And Kendall Fuller kind of just trails him. He kind of gets mixed up. Another corner hits him. And Josh Allen has all the time in the world to get it to him. See, boom. That's how he gets open. Right here. They run into each other. I think that's Drake May. And not Drake May. That's Marcus May. And Marcus May had a horrible game. But that little run into, slowed it down and allowed him to get open. Because how long did he have? He had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a normal length of time. Just ran into each other. And he fell. Who the crap is that fell? If Josh Allen didn't hit Matt Collins here for an easy touchdown, he could have dropped it off here for a possible easy touchdown because this man fell. That might be Storm Duck. Just whoop fell on his butt. But it's the back of the end zone. Killing me. Absolutely killing me here. Now, this is the underthrow. Now, this has been a conversation on Twitter. Was it an underthrow? Was it not an underthrow? Was Damar Hamlin able to go over and get the ball? Would it have been a pass breakup? I'll explain my thought process here. So it's kind of an out and up. And Tua throws it. Tua knows, because if you watched it live, Tua knows. He kind of like puts his hands on his helmet because he knows he had the touchdown. And he probably overestimated where Damar was going to be, so he threw it where he threw it. He threw it to the wrong spot. It's an out and up, right? And Damar's here, but Damar's going to kind of move over to this hash mark. And I'll show you when he throws it, right? He threw it at the right time, right? Pumps. He's gonna make these guys bite down. He makes number 5 bite down. And once that's what the pump does. Watch number 5 here and watch when Tua pumps. Pump. See how he's ready to drive on him? Right here is when you should have thrown it. And it's when he threw it. He threw it at the perfect time. Absolute beautiful time, perfect time. You see where Damar Hamlin's is. But see how he had to slow down? See how he kind of had to slow down, come back to it? I honestly think that if he put that ball out here, like around, the 10-yard line towards the sideline, like right about there, I think he catches it and runs it in for a touchdown. I think Tyreek is too fast and Damar Hamlin isn't fast enough to make up the yardage going from the hash mark to here. You put it about here, and you don't have to Tyreek turn and stop and come back to it. So you put the ball probably like right about there. I think that's a touchdown. I think he walks in. Because he threw it at the perfect time. Absolute perfect time to throw it. Right? You got the pump. Boom. He goes up. Throws it. The time of release is perfect. It's where he put the ball. He probably thought, oh, he's coming over here. Let me put it here. Got lucky that it went through his arms and they caught it. I personally, like I said, you put it out here, let Tyreek keep running. I don't think Damar Hamlin catches him. If Tyreek is still running straight, in my opinion, there's no way that Damar catches him. Like, I don't think he catches up, because with him even turning around and stopping, he's stopped here. Look where Damar is. So just imagine Tyreek continued to run here. He's not catching up to him. He had to stop. He stopped. Right there, he stopped. If Tyreek kept running and that ball was placed here, that's a touchdown. There's no way he makes it over to him. So he just put in the wrong spot. But hey, we still got the ball. But this is the next play that unfortunately ended up being a field goal instead of a touchdown. And it's a screen to Jonnu Smith, which is fine because we've scored a touchdown on the same exact play with Devon Achane. And what Devon Achane did is he caught it and he ran it this way in for the touchdown. So he kind of followed his blockers and he kind of ran around them in for a touchdown. Whereas Jonnu is going to try to run like in between them here, and it's just not going to work. See? But there's also a flag for offensive pass interference for Tanner Connor here, which it's 100% correct. It's a good call. Because he makes contact and blocks right there. The ball's, you can't do that. You got to wait for him to catch it. So it wouldn't have mattered anyway. And then we ended up kicking the field goal. If we did get the touchdown, we would have had a 15-yard penalty, push us back. So instead of it being 3rd and 7 from their 8. It would have been 3rd and 22 from their 23. It would have been a little bit more difficult. So, sucks. Now, this is the 63-yard touchdown play. It was literally the second play of their drive, and Marcus May just... I want to let you watch it. It's just great play call by the Bills, but like, what is that? And you took your own guy out. What is with our safeties taking our own players out? Great play because they literally pulled our defense away and left him open down the sideline. But hey, Marcus May, run up there and make the tackle. Over pursued, and then you proceed to take him out, which then definitely lets the if that's Javon Holland, he's running up there and he's making the tackle, and they get stopped here. Just horrible play by Marcus May there. Our safeties are just selling left and right. Just absolutely horrid play there. This is a 1st and 10 from our own 42, and I love this pass. It's a 27-yard pass to Tyreek Hill. And Tua, again, with his eyes, it's something he does really well, is he manipulates the defense to allow Tyreek Hill to get open. See how they crash in? If you watch Tua, right, he's kind of looking over here. He's not looking where he wants to throw it, which is back here. Right? Because that's where he would be looking if he looked at where Tyreek was going to be. See how he moves his head over this way? That is what that is to do. Watch. See how he looks over? He's going to continue to run his route here. What he wants to do is pull this linebacker this way. And that's what he does. Because if you look where he's looking that way. Not where he's going to throw it here, because if he was, he would be looking that way. His head is turned that way. His head is turned more towards Jalen Waddle-ish. And that is to pull this linebacker over. And why do we want to pull the linebacker over? Because he wants to throw it over here to where the linebacker was going to be. And instead of having to try to put it over his head, he kind of was able to put it next to him and also have them run into each other. It's a great play of him using his eyes to manipulate. Another play. This is 1st and 10 from our own 31. This is a 19-yard play again to Tyreek Hill. And again, it's Tua using his eyes to manipulate the defense. He makes this corner. This corner is going to drop back into coverage, right? Tua's going to look over here at, I think it's an out. I don't remember. I literally just looked at it. I don't remember. He's going to look over here at Jalen Waddle, and that corner is going to jump down on it. And by doing that, it's going to free Tyreek Hill on this deep comeback. He's going to drop back into coverage, and instead of him coming up and playing this, he's going to jump on this because Tua is going to be looking at Waddle, but throwing it to Tyreek. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. See where he's looking? See his feet? See how he doesn't know what to do? He's freezing them. And by freezing them, he opens up that lane. Because look where Tua's looking. Tua's looking here. Again. Tua's looking... That's a horrible... Tua's looking right there. But he's going to be throwing it right here. He is not looking over here. And what he's doing is he's flatting making the corner stop. Is he here? It's essentially what the corner does. See that? That little. It looks like the corner's trying to steal for a second. You know how when they're ready to steal second, they kind of do that little shimmy, like, am I going to go? Am I going to go? Or do I have to get back to first? That's what you just did. Froze him. Hit Tyreek. If Tyreek could have broke that tackle. Oh, we are down by 7. There is 1:42 left on the clock. It is 2nd down. Now, I wish, it's going to be funny that I'm saying this because for about 4 weeks without Tua, I was talking about, man, I would just love any type of score if we could just get in the end zone. I'm going to tell you right now, it's 2nd and goal. I think 1:42 left in this game. 2nd and goal. Yeah, but we're on the Buffalo Bills 7. I wish they didn't score as quick here. I kind of wish they didn't score as quick here. But Tua does his thing. He gives himself more time. We're sitting here. We got Tyreek Hill here, Jonnu here, Devon Achane here, Odell. No, that's Waddle. Sorry, you got Waddle, Hill, Achane, Jonnu, Odell. And Tua gets pressure on him. And again, there's that narrative out there. Oh, he crumbles under pressure. He can't extend plays. He can't do this. Time and time again, you show people that he can do it, and they continue to say it. But the game's on the line. We need to score here. There's 1:40 something left. We don't score on this drive. We can't kick a field goal. We're down by 7. Tua knows that. Actuality. Did he jump over it? Where's that foot? Is that offsides? Should we have gotten... Nah, it don't matter. We get the touchdown. It's here nor there, Doug. Drops back. Only sends 3. And of course, only sending 3. Pressure starts to get in. Tua stepping up, trying to find someone open. Boom. Hits Jalen Waddle for the touchdown. Kind of reminiscent of the Baltimore Ravens game a couple of years ago. And he does it in no looking, too. Because he's about to get hit. He's looking here. Throws him open over here. We score the touchdown. But unfortunately, might have scored a little too soon. This is the play. 3rd and 9, Buffalo 31. It was 3rd and 14, but Chop got a little antsy in the pantsy, and he jumped off sides, but that's fine because it's still 3rd and long, and this play still happens. And you got Cam Smith here on Coleman, and you got Jordan Poyer. And he hits him right in the head. Here's my problem with this one. I would have still sent... It's 3rd and 9. I still would have sent Chop. Chop was being very disruptive this game. He got his first sack, which is good for him. I still would have sent him. I would have blitzed, and I would have made him get the ball out quicker, force an incompletion like we've done a few times in this game, but I would have blitzed Chop. I wouldn't have had him drop back into coverage and cover the linebackers, the running back. Because you still have the tight end here. They did... I guess they kind of did blitz. But now the people are saying, oh, we got a flag for pass interference or whatever. They never threw the flag. And he looked back and he looked for the ball. If we would have got a flag for holding, like if you were watching it and you see all the handsy stuff here, he would have already thrown the flag. He never threw the flag. He didn't throw the flag till that hit. And what I want to show you in this image, because I couldn't get a good enough image, he didn't need to lay into him like that. The ball was already out. Cam Smith did his thing, and the ball's already coming out of Keon Coleman. So if Jordan Poyer never ran over across towards him, it would have been an incompletion. They would have punted us the ball, and we would have had enough time to potentially get field goal range to win the game. He didn't need to, but also he could have just driven into him. He didn't have to drive up into him. And that's where the problem is he drove up. He drove his helmet up into his face mask instead of just driving into him, just going vertical this way, not going up. Just go to the sideline. Just kind of bang into his chest. But again, didn't need to happen because the ball was already coming out. And that's how the Dolphins lost the game. But also, Tyler Bass missed an extra point. And you're going to sit here and tell me he's going to make a 61-yard field goal? Oh, this was such a hard game because, again, I went into it not expecting much and thinking we were going to get blown out. I think our offense was going to move the ball, but in the end, this, and that. And lo and behold, the Dolphins have a very, very, very competitive game, especially on offense. And yet again, 2 weeks in a row, the defense craps their bed in the second half. So now we're in a situation where, again, do the Dolphins go out and make a move later today and try to add a pass rusher to help the defense out? Because the offense ain't the problem these past 2 weeks, because we face the Rams, the Raiders, and the Patriots. Those 3 games you can most definitely win and get back to 5-6, potentially 500. Because, again, you get a good pass rush, you get after the quarterback, you could beat the Packers too and get to 6-6. So, and the teams ahead of us aren't great. So, season isn't over, but for me, it kind of is, unless they make huge adjustments. Comment below, let me know what you think of this film breakdown, and I'll see you guys hopefully, maybe, possibly later today with the move they do. We will see. But like usual, stay classy. And fins up.